Well, welcome. I'm Jason. I'm known as Captain Cookie from Captain Cookie's Bible Studies. I think this one is going up on Lifehouse Connection. So just the way my program works. But anyway, welcome to our very first podcast. And today our first guest ever. I'm so excited. We have Christine from I Am Redeemed. Now, Christine is in Israel, and a lot of you follow her on TikTok. If you don't, follow her right now. I.am.redeemed.7. Follow her right now because there's a reason why I wanted her as my first guest on my first podcast. So, Christine, welcome. Now you're in Israel, but where are you originally from?
Thank you. I am originally from Kansas in the United States.
Okay, so you're in Kansas. Well, we're in Kansas. And you're not in Kansas anymore, are you?
I was.
Okay, so
Not
you're in
in
Israel.
Kansas anymore.
Why are you in Israel?
Well, that is an excellent question. I loved my life in Kansas. I had a 40-acre farm. I had animals. I had my own business. My husband had retired from his corporate job, and we were like living our dream. And it's weird because I just really felt this like impending sense of doom for the United States. And I prayed for like 2 years every day. I was like, Lord, do you want us to leave? Do you want us to stay? Like, what do you want us to do? And I got nothing. I got no answer. So we stayed. And then one day I was praying and I was like, do you want us to leave? And he said, yes. And I was like, okay, well, where do you want us to go? And I got no answer. So then I prayed about that for a couple days. And then he said Judea. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that is really. I mean, I knew it was like over in Israel somewhere, but not exactly where. And so I started researching, and I really felt like he wanted us to come to Jerusalem. And so within 2 weeks, we had packed up and we just took a small suitcase and it was all carry on, and we got on a plane and came over here. And it was the biggest act of faith I've ever done in my whole life. It was very scary. We had traveled internationally before, but not to move there without a plan. Okay, like that's kind of a big deal. And we have two boys. One is small and one is an adult. So we brought the small one. And, I'm a planner. I love planning. Everything has to be like have a plan. And so when I started looking into coming here and where we're going to stay, I really felt him saying, stop. Like, I got this. And so it made me really uncomfortable because I always like to have like the hotel and the transportation, everything like all planned out. It's like, no, I got this. So I was like, okay, so I would stop. And then I'd be like, Lord, they're going to ask me, where are you staying? Because they always do. Like, if you travel internationally, usually they ask you, like, what hotel are you staying at? Who are you staying with? What's the address? What's the phone number? Well, it was so crazy because when we got here, they just waved us through the airport. They did not ask us any questions. They did not, like, we tried to wait in line. They were, like, irritated. They were like, Yalla. So we were like, okay, this is cool. So we just walked in, and if you're from the US, you can get a 90-day tourist visa to Israel, but then you have to leave. And so it went by really quickly. And we were like, okay, well, what now? Like, what's going to happen in 90 days? Like, are we going to have to leave? Does he want us to stay? And we just kind of like resigned to the fact that if he wants us to stay, he'll make it happen because he's the waymaker. And so we had a lot of drama at the visa office. So that was fun. We had to go back like 4 times because they wanted different papers each time. And I just remember I was so frustrated and I came up on the roof and you can see like we have an amazing view. And if we have time, I'll
Yeah,
definitely
that'd be
like show
great.
you more. Like the Temple Mount and the Dome of the Rock is like right over here. But I just came on the roof and I was praying and I was like, I know you're gonna do it if you want to do it. And he just told me like, relax, you're gonna stay and I got this. So I ended up getting accepted to university and I already have a bachelor's and a master's degree in business. So I really didn't want to go back to school. I'm like over 40 and I was like, I don't really have any interest in going back to school. But he has other plans. So I got accepted to school within 1 to 2 weeks of our papers ending. And then we ended up finding through a mutual connection a very, very good attorney who he just like helped us streamline everything and made it so we could stay for a year. So um, the Lord really did it. Like it was it was crazy watching him work and just providing absolutely everything that we needed, our house, our stuff, just everything. He
We
really
have a
just
similar
provided
story,
everything
but
for us.
this podcast isn't about me today. It's about you. So you're going to school, and you're working on masters. What is
Yeah.
your degree in, or the degree that you're pursuing? What is it in?
It's in archaeology, like specifically, I am wanting to focus on
Wow.
like the biblical
Okay, so
archaeology.
before the podcast started, uh, you were telling me that a bunch of your classmates are going
Mhm.
somewhere, and you decided it probably isn't the best place to go. Where are they going?
Yeah, they're going to the border of Lebanon and Syria on a
Oh my
dig,
goodness.
like a 3-week dig. And I just decided,
No,
you know
so
what,
have you
that's probably
done
not
a
for me
dig
right
yet,
now.
or is
So
this the first dig? Yeah.
this is the first one for me. Some of my classmates have been going to other ones, but I just, this is not, I don't know how to put this nicely, but I'll try. This is not
Yeah.
what I ever thought I'd see myself doing. Like I come from a computer background. I sit at the desk and I do things online. And then my business was marketing. So like being in like it's really hot in Israel right now, by the way. It's like,
Yeah.
and the sun just like melts you. It's not humid. It's
Hmm.
just like the sun is just very intense. And so being like in a dirt field with tools and like backbreaking labor is not,
I got you.
it's just not my
I
forte.
got you. Well, God likes to take us out of our comfort zones. And that's easy to say, but when you're in the midst of being
He
taken out of
does.
the comfort zone, it's not comfortable at all. So now,
No.
when you got to Israel, now for those of you watching, you might see that it's a little blurry over here. It's just how the connection is. That's all. Like, you can see almost everything, but it's like you're working off of a 128K modem or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, uh, when you got to Israel, did they have the red heifers there yet? Hmm.
Yes. It is my understanding that they have had the red
Okay.
heifers since 2022. I think it was
Okay.
September, I think was when they got them. And yeah, so I first visited them in December of 2024. And I didn't even know it was a thing. Like a friend asked me, "Hey, do you want to come with me and to see the heifers?" And I was like,
Yeah. So
"Excuse
you
me,
didn't
like that's a
believe it at
thing?"
first. You thought it was
So
just
yeah, I
some
want to
internet
go.
conspiracy thing, or what was it?
I just didn't. I guess I hadn't even really heard much about it before that. And I certainly didn't know that you
Oh,
could visit
wow.
them in person.
Now,
So
I've
I
been
think,
studying the
yeah,
Bible for 30 years,
I
and
mean,
I've
anybody can
always
go.
called that place Shiloh. Now, you are in Israel. How do they pronounce it in Israel?
Uh-huh.
Shiloh. Okay.
Shiloh.
Now for this is to me this
Shiloh.
is very interesting. This is the Bible geek in me. Shiloh is where the tabernacle
Uh-huh.
was first set up in Israel. Okay. So
Yeah.
now you've got
Mm-hmm.
these red heifers from Texas over in Shiloh where um,
Mm-hmm.
where the tabernacle was first set up before the temple was built. You're right there. Why don't you can you show us
Yeah.
the Temple Mount from where you're at?
Oh, yeah. Give me, yeah, I can. It's really hot in the sun. It's so crazy. Like coming from Kansas in the summer, you don't get any relief in the shade. I just dropped my headphones. But here, I don't know if I can flip. Hmm. Can I
Okay.
flip it when I'm, no, I don't think I
This
can
is my
flip it
first
while
time
I'm,
doing a podcast on this platform.
so,
Okay. Can you? It's a little digital kind of
so,
stuff, so it's not the best. But I'm sure that. But I'll tell you what. TikTok will have
okay.
a much better video. Maybe you can do a TikTok video from I
Yeah.
am redeemed 7 on TikTok and show us the Temple Mount from where you're at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have a lot of videos on my phone that I need to publish. I just haven't
Oh,
had time
of
with
course, of
school
course.
being so
Now,
crazy and everything. But I do want to say, oh, what, real quick, I do want to say, and I don't know if you can see behind me, uh,
yeah.
the ascension point. Yeah. So you know how the Bible says like the way that
Yes.
he went up is how he's gonna come back. So like every day I
Oh
can
my
see the ascension
goodness.
point from my house, and every day I look over
My,
there and I'm like,
my
Lord,
mother
are
went
you
to
coming
Israel two
yet?
years ago with her church from Canada, and she was there, I think, 10 days.
Uh-huh.
And she says that she wept every day. Not because she was sad. It was just this is so amazing. Are you going through the same thing? Or did you go through the same thing?
Uh, I think at first
Yeah.
maybe like when we were doing the Via
Oh
Dolorosa,
yeah.
it was kind of emotional. Um, because like, oh, this is where he walked when he was like carrying the cross and, just and then this is where he had to turn the cross over because he couldn't carry it anymore and like that was emotional. And there's like everything here, everything that's like a site of significance, they've
Okay.
turned into a church or something. And so there's one that you can go to that has the game that
Oh,
they
where
think
they
that they
cast
played
lots.
for his
Yeah.
clothes.
Wow.
Yes. And when I saw that, I was like, I got, really
Yes.
teary because it's just
Okay, so
really emotional.
a friend said to you, "Do you want to come to Shiloh and see the red heifers?" So when was the first time
Yeah.
you went to Shiloh to see the red
Mhm.
heifers? Okay, so
December of
not that long ago,
2024.
8 months ago. It's July of 2025 right now. So in that time, like how
Yeah.
far of a
Mhm.
drive is it from Jerusalem to Shiloh?
Mm, it takes like 45 minutes to an
Okay,
hour,
so
depending
I'm
on the
I'm in
traffic.
Canada.
Traffic is really bad
You
here.
grew up in Kansas, so it goes what Kansas, Wyoming, Montana, Alberta, where I'm from, and a 3 hour drive is normal for us. So an hour drive, that's easy. Um, but
Yeah, but it's only, now keep in mind, it's only like 15 miles, but it
Just for
takes an hour to
congestion.
get there.
Oh yeah,
And the terrain, like the roads go like
yeah,
this. Like in Kansas, all the
yeah.
roads are straight and flat, but not here. And then you have the whole thing like with the West Bank, and some people don't want to drive
Oh, I
through it,
get
so
it.
you have to
I
go
get
around
it.
it.
So, how many times have you seen the red heifers? Seen them twice. Okay.
I have
So
seen
the
them
first
twice.
time, how many were there?
Yes,
Five. Now, I think it was about 2 or 3
5.
days ago. I'm doing a
Yeah.
video. I just upload the video, and you send me a message on TikTok and said, Cookie, we got a red heifer missing. So, tell me your experience with that.
Yeah.
What did you feel?
Well, at first, I guess I was in shock and kind of denial because so they built this whole visitor center around these heifers. So like the first time we went, it was under construction and we got to do a meet and greet with the heifers and we got to talk
Okay.
to Larry, who's the rancher,
Uh huh.
and we could pet the disqualified ones. And so there at that time there were 3 qualified and 2
Okay.
unqualified because they were trying to breed them. And he
Okay.
specifically told us, we're trying to make red heifer babies. And so, like, in my spirit, I was like, if they're unsuccessful in
Yeah.
making these red heifer babies, like, this is it. Like, this is, like, I was excited because I'm like, and I want Jesus to come. That's why I'm excited, you know? So when I saw them again this week and I saw there were only 4, I had to count them several times. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? And there was like this partition. They're in a tiny, tiny space, okay? And some people are like, that's inhumane. Like, I
Hmm.
used to live on a farm. I mean, I get it. But there's also limitations on
Yeah.
like these heifers cannot work. Like if you lean on a heifer, it's unqualified. If anyone touches it who's not kosher, it's unqualified. So there's a lot of things that can happen, variables that can happen that would make these things unqualified. So I'm counting them and I'm counting them and I'm like, okay, there's one missing for sure. And I don't know what's going on. Now, I was on site the day that report broke. Okay, so that report broke
Okay.
at
Where they were
1:30 something
sacrificing
p.m.
or doing the practice
and that's when I
sacrifice. Okay.
was yes, yes. And that's when I was actually in the Red Heifer Visitor Center looking at them counting, going, something's wrong here. So I wasn't checking my phone. I wasn't checking the news. And then I asked the lady that worked there, because Larry's gone right now. Like he went
Yeah.
back to the United States to visit his family. And I said, where's the 5th heifer? And she said, oh, well, it was unqualified, so we just like gave it to another farm. And I'm like, now wait a minute. There were
Hmm.
2 unqualified back in December, which means I mean, I'm not great at
Yeah.
math, but like I think I can do that math. There's 2 unqualified in December, so you got rid of only one of the unqualified ones and are keeping the other one?
Hmm.
That's
And
I
then
didn't feel
it
like she was telling
broke.
me the truth. So, we
Yeah.
yeah, well, but I didn't know yet. I didn't know yet. So then we decided, well, we're in Sheila, we got to go to a winery because like it's hot and we got to check, we got to do research
Yeah.
on this Israel wine that everyone's talking about, like,
Hmm.
land of milk and honey and wine. So, we went to a winery and this is a tiny town, okay? Like it's a small town. Everyone talks to each other. They all know each other and they're kind of all up in each other's business. And so, like, we get to talking with this lady and I said, yeah, we just went to Ancient Shiloh. It's called Ancient Shiloh, is the name of the tell. And she said, oh, did you see the heifers? Now, at this point, I'm feeling defeated because I was like, I felt like the Lord wanted us to go, and I got like no information. But she brings it up. So I'm like, well, now that you mention it, we did, but I was confused because there was one missing. And she said, oh, it's so tragic what happened to that poor animal. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. And she's like, well, my husband is friends with someone that works there, and like he just saw him, and he mentioned that they took it away to do the practice ceremony. And I'm like, are you serious? So that's how I
But
found
you
out. I
found
found
out
out
from the
word of
locals.
mouth.
So
Yeah,
now I've had
found
many
out from the
people
locals.
comment and say, what if this wasn't a practice sacrifice? I'm like, look, I am redeemed lives there. She's telling me that was the practice sacrifice. Now we know what's going on, right?
Yeah. I know, and I've had people too on my videos say, "Can you just go there and research it?" And I'm like, "Bro, literally, have you seen
I
my video?"
know, I know. So now you're trying to show us the Temple Mount from where you're at, but the video quality isn't that good. It looks like it's getting a little bit better. Can you try it again?
Okay. Yeah, it's just my Wi-Fi is terrible. Let me try again. It says 99. I think that's the
Yeah, it's still
Wi-Fi.
pretty choppy. Uh, but yeah, but
And I don't know if I can I
I'm
flip
sorry.
the camera around like a different way or no?
You know
No.
what? This is the first time I've done a podcast on this platform, so I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, now you're cutting
Yeah.
out on me because I got
How about I said it before? Why don't you do a video of it and put it up on TikTok? So now the reason why I wanted you to show the
Okay, yeah, I
temple
can do that.
from where you're at, or the Temple Mount from where you're at, is you've
Yeah.
done a few videos, and these videos, number one,
Yeah.
uh, you're saying that they're building a wheelchair lift on the Temple Mount. So what does that look like?
Okay, so actually, when I did that video, it was I had that footage on my phone back from when we went to the Temple
Okay.
Institute in March. So a local told me like they're building the chairlift here. And so when I did the video, I just like it was just a super quick, hey, like if you guys
Mhm.
don't believe this is happening, here's this is happening. And then people were like, oh, well, that's not really happening. And so I learned the hard way that I needed to have, sources and news articles and things in my videos. Because when I looked into it, they're actually doing both. So one is an elevator. It goes from the old city down to the Kotel, which is the plaza for the Western Wall
Okay.
that the Jews go to pray. Okay? And there's not just one, but there's two elevators. And they're massive. Like they hold 30 people each. And this project was $20 million. So when people say like the locals are like, "Oh, stop making up stories like this is for accessibility." And I'm like, "Habibi, have you been to the old city? None of the old city is accessible. Okay? The only thing that's accessible is the Western Wall because you can drive up a car and get out
Hmm.
and roll to security. But like if you need accessibility, you don't go to another gate. So Jerusalem has
Hmm.
8 gates. One of them is closed, the Eastern Gate, the Gate of Mercy. You don't go to like Jaffa Gate and roll your chair like
Yes.
down the steep hill. Like Jerusalem's uphill both ways. And so not only does it have a million stairs, but it's not safe to like roll down. So you would just pull up in a car and like get out and go through. So for them to say, "Oh yeah, it's only for accessibility," I'm like, the story's not adding up though because they're also doing a chairlift from the first station all the way to
Now,
the Kotel as
when
well.
you
So they
say
keep saying like
chairlift,
they're doing it to the Kotel.
I'm in Canada. I used to work at a ski hill as a kid. Are you talking like a ski chairlift, or are you talking like a wheelchair lift?
Like
Like a
like a
gondola kind of thing?
Disneyland gondola. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're they're gonna go. The first station is over. They're actually building a brand new train station there, and they're revamping and expanding the light rail, and they're building this gondola thing, and it's gonna land at the hotel. Now people say, well, that's not the Temple Mount.
Mhm.
Listen, the Temple Mount has security.
At
Guess
the
where
hotel.
you enter security for the Temple Mount? In the hotel.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So now,
exactly. Because there's only one entrance that you can go in if you're not Muslim to get up on the Temple Mount, and that's where it
okay,
is
okay,
at the
so
Western
now
Wall.
we have that going on.
Yeah,
And, okay, you are living in Jerusalem. There's so many people that they know everything
yeah.
about everything, and they're still living in their mom's basement, and they're typing stuff on TikTok or YouTube and trying to deny it.
Oh, yeah.
When you're outside Jerusalem, you have on your TikTok channel video evidence of them putting up a brown sign saying Hashem's house or the temple. It- yeah. When
Prophet
did that
Hashem, yeah.
start going up?
Well, I don't actually know when it started, but I know that when I heard about it, they had been at it for a couple days. And to me, like that video came directly from the
Okay.
Temple Institute website. So the Temple Institute is the one who posted, and they were all excited. They're like, you know what this means? Okay, do we? So it to me it looks like they were putting it up maybe on the road to the Dead Sea. It kind of looked like that area. But I still haven't rented a car and like
Okay.
taken one
So,
out
but
to
this is coming
get
from
video
the
of it
Temple
myself.
Institute website itself, which is a legit website.
Yes. And for everyone who doesn't know, the Temple Institute is the institution that's basically shepherding in the third temple. So they have a museum here. I'm going to use that term loosely because inside this building are all of the objects that they need to do all their sacrifice and the rituals and everything when the third temple's built. So they already have like the quote holy items. They even have like the showbread table. It's crazy. They have the olive oil, the menorah, the showbread table, the altar. And I've done a couple videos, but I need to do more. I need to do like a couple more parts because it's like a 3-room museum and it's huge. They have everything. Like even the
They're all made.
garments, the priestly
Everything's ready.
garments. Yeah, it's ready to go, guys. And it's kosher. Like it's kosher and it's ready to go. And that's like a big deal because this stuff hasn't
Okay,
existed for
so
2,000
we
years.
are getting to the point of almost half an hour on here. And I just want to put a few things together. Number one, Israel turns 77 years old today, or not today, this year. Okay,
Yeah.
Jacob met Rachel at 77 years. He married Rachel and Leah
Mm-hmm.
at 84 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Jews have to go through the Great Tribulation, which will take them to 84 years.
Yeah.
At Jesus' dedication
Mm-hmm.
ceremony, when he was just an infant, you meet Anna, who was 84 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She was married for 7 years, has been a widow ever since, and has stayed in the temple worshiping and fasting and praying day and night. 84 years.
Mhm.
Now we have these red heifers. We have hard evidence that a disqualified one has gone through a practice ceremony.
Mhm.
We've got an elevator
Yeah.
that can hold 30 people being built at the Temple Mount or close to the temple, like to get you to the Temple Mount. We are having a gondola,
Yeah.
like a ski lift kind of thing, being built to get up
Yeah.
there. And according to Bubba News,
Mhm.
the real sacrifice could happen as early as August 3rd, which
Mhm.
is this year the 9th of Av, which and
The 9th of Av.
you've been in Jerusalem a while now. Have you been there for the 9th of Av? Is it a
Yeah.
definite time of mourning for them? Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, I will never forget this. Okay. So like you're I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people that are watching this, especially women, are familiar with Zara,
Not me, but
the
many
clothing
women
store.
might be. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like a fashion. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like a fashion, like a fast fashion kind of place. I will never forget. I went clothes shopping, okay, because like when I got here, I had two or three t-shirts and like one pair or two pairs of pants, and that was it. So I go clothes shopping, and we got here a little bit before the 9th of Av, and I went to Zara. They literally
Mhm.
had sackcloth dresses at Zara, and I'm going, you can buy a sackcloth. I
Wow.
should have done it. Yeah, like it was an actual dress. It had armholes and a hole for your head, but it looked like a potato sack and it like zipped up like a
And
dress.
so,
It was
for
so
those of you
weird.
that read the New Testament, read the Old Testament,
Yeah,
like when people are mourning, they would put on sackcloth and throw ashes on their head, right?
yeah. And people walk around barefoot a lot, like especially in the old city, which is really
Yeah.
gross because there's
So
like,
they take it
ew,
very
you don't want to do
seriously.
that here.
So
But they'll go
now
around.
another thing that we found out
Yeah.
yesterday is found this out
Mhm.
from Tyler on Generation 2434 on YouTube. I don't know if you watch him, um, but they'll be
Mm-mm.
having talks um, on, or you know how they were going to do the two-state solution, but they had to postpone it because of Iran. And okay,
Yeah.
that's rescheduled
Yeah.
for the 28th of July, which is a day after the Feast of New Wine. And I'm thinking, that's interesting.
Yeah. I heard that.
So
That's
now we're
crazy.
putting all this together. We've got the signs going up from the Temple Institute
Hmm.
for the temple. Everything's ready. They've done a practice
Yeah.
sacrifice of the red heifers. You have seen the red heifers. They're building that elevator.
Hmm.
They're building a gondola. And
Yeah.
just what, this week, Jews are allowed to go up there and pray and worship and dance. Things are happening very fast. And this is the 77th year.
Yeah, I heard that.
What are the locals? Are they as excited as you are? Or are they like, whatever?
Okay. uh, it's funny. We live in the Christian Quarter, and it's, you know, basically 100% Arab Christian, but there's only like 1% of the Arabs in Israel are Christian. So like it's 20% Arab, 1% of them are Christian, the rest are Muslim, and then the rest is Jewish. And so most of our friends are Arab Christian. And I've asked some of them, like, hey, did you hear about this? What do you think? Now, keep in mind, they
Okay.
have grown up in the old city their whole life. Can
Now,
you imagine
for our
how
audience, yeah,
how
for our
like
audience, can
religiously
you tell
supercharged
us
that would
what the
be?
old city is?
Oh, okay. So the old city is like the basically the heart of Jerusalem. It's like the old,
In the
like
Bible.
all the stuff that was, I guess, the part that was
Okay.
Jerusalem after the city of David. Like, so the city of David's south of Jerusalem, which is where David built his palace and stuff like that. And then when they made the city, expanded the city and made it bigger, and they like just kind of, you know, encompassed more area. And then the walls were rebuilt. I think the 1500s. They were rebuilt during the Ottoman Empire, and so the walls are really old. So everything here is old. I
Okay.
guess there's a reason why they call it the Old City,
So
because
what are people
everything
saying in the
is
old city?
really old. So, okay, so they're used to the religious drama. Okay, like they're very desensitized to it. So where we're like, oh my gosh, this is exciting, Jesus is coming. They either don't have an opinion or they're like, yeah, I heard about it, but whatever. Or, yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, Jesus is coming. But like that's kind of they're not like hyped or excited about it. They're just used to the
Got it. Got it.
shenanigans.
So now, a
If that
lot of
makes
people
sense.
follow Amir Sarfati. Sorry, Sarfati. Sorry, I always say Sarfati. Sarfati.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's in
Sarfati.
Nazareth in Galilee,
Sarfati. Yeah.
uh, and he put
Yeah.
out a post yesterday, 2 days ago, that really upset some Christians here in the West, saying that, oh, this red heifer thing, don't worry
Oh,
about
did
it. They
he?
do it every year, kind of thing. So now, yeah, he did, and so now
Did he?
we're looking at this, and you can almost
Hmm.
see how he's desensitized to it also because he lives there. And he's like, just don't get so
Yeah.
worked up about this. But for us, you know, like for
Mm.
example, I used to be a tour bus driver, and you grew up in
Mm.
Kansas. You're one state away from Colorado. You probably went to the Rocky Mountains. I was I was in the Rocky Mountains
Oh yeah.
every week. I would run the Rocky Mountains every week. For me, same old, same old.
Hmm.
It's like blah. But people that
Yeah.
came over and from England or Australia or wherever, they're blown away. Their minds are just wow, wrecked and wow. And for them, they can see
Yeah.
the awe. When you're in it all the time, you
Hmm.
don't see the awe. And it takes me
Right.
back to
You're right.
how many people couldn't see that Jesus was Jesus because
Mm.
it's the biblical
Wow.
city, everyone's looking, and you get tired of it. So now maybe they can't see
Hmm.
it because they're too deep into it. I'm not sure.
Maybe that's why part of the reason why he brought me here, because I feel like you guys need to know about this stuff, and no one here is reporting it
Hmm.
because I don't know, they're used to it. It's just life. They don't think it's
Yeah.
extraordinary
And when you have an outsider looking in
or
with fresh glasses,
special.
you guys can see it. It's kind of like how
Hmm.
the Gentiles in Jesus' time could see it, and the Jews couldn't.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Christine,
exactly.
hey, we're about
Well,
almost 40 minutes in. I just want to say thank you so much for
uh-huh.
being on the podcast, on my very first podcast. I think people are excited to see what's going on in
Mm,
Jerusalem. Now, where you are, your Wi Fi is not that great. And so it's a little
yeah.
choppy in the back. I'll be uploading this tomorrow. And so I'll
Okay.
go. You're on my Lifehouse YouTube channel also. I told people to be on Captain Cookie's Bible studies, but wait,
Yes.
I got to redo that one because
Okay.
um, my program is linked to my church one. So I want to pay more to get a new link on there.
Okay.
So it'll be up there tomorrow. I'll schedule it to
Okay.
go up
Fine.
after church so people aren't leaving church to go watch this. Uh, but I want everyone to
Hmm.
follow you on TikTok. It is I.am
Uh-huh.
dot redeemed dot 7. No dot before 7.
There's
Okay.
no dot
I
before the
dot
7.
am dot redeemed 7. Okay. That's it. That's it. Do you have a YouTube
Yes.
channel?
Yes, I do. I actually have been uploading my videos to my YouTube channel I was using before
Gotcha.
I quit my business. So it's called the Go High Level Queen. And it's funny because like I had like a decent sized YouTube channel before, and I worked really hard for several years on it. And I think I got up to like 14,000 subscribers and just left, left everything. And I was like, Lord,
Mhm.
I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to do it. And then I started my TikTok last summer, but I didn't really post on it very much. And in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten over like 13 or
Yeah.
14,000 followers on TikTok just in the past like 2 weeks, which is crazy. I'm like, how Jesus said, like, if you give something up, you'll get it back in this life and the next life. And so I just had faith that he was going to provide, and he's
That's
been
awesome.
providing like crazy. So just, yeah, don't lose faith and hope in the Lord, guys, because
So,
that's like the key to
really
everything.
quick, for people that don't know the gospel, I just want to go over it really quick. I like how JD Farag does it. The
Yeah.
ABCs. We'll make it real quick. Number one, admit. Admit you're a sinner. It means that you missed the mark. You don't look like Jesus. And because you're a sinner, you deserve the punishment of God, which is eternal hell. But B, believe. Uh, believe that Jesus died as a substitute in your place on the cross. He was buried, and on the third day rose back to life. C, confess. Confess that Jesus is your Lord and that you want to serve him. We've got all this prophetic stuff going on. We're in the 77th year. We've got the red heifer practice sacrifice done. The next one's scheduled for 3 weeks from now. We've got a 30-person elevator being built at the temple. We've got a chairlift, like a gondola, being built at the Temple Mount. We've got signs from the Temple Institute saying, hey, come to God's temple. And then we have everything ready for all the priests
Mhm.
to start that. Oh, and one more thing. You were saying stuff is prefabbed. You saw that too, did you?
Yeah, so I think they're building some of the parts of the temple prefab so that
Mm-hmm.
they'll be able to just put it together very quickly. And I know that the altar is that way as well, and they really only needed the altar, and we saw that they've
Mm-hmm.
already done it, which means they already have the altar. And so because they're building everything like modular, they'll be able to just put it together, I think, really quickly. And everyone's asking, well, what
Mm-hmm.
about, the thing that's there already? But hey, that could be
Well, I
part of
think
the
that
covenant
covenant
of
of death
death,
is
right?
coming
That
up
could
on
be,
the 28th from Isaiah 28, right? Um, but
mm-hmm,
if you remember in
yeah, that
Ezekiel,
could be part of
he
it.
said, "Don't measure the outer courts. That's for the Gentiles." So that could
Oh,
possibly
okay.
play there too.
Yeah.
But we are 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Christine, I just want to thank you. If you want to send me your YouTube channel also, just email it to me. I'll put that in the link also, so people
Okay.
can go and see your stuff there.
Yeah.
Again, I am Redeem7 on TikTok. Follow her now. Thanks, Christine.
Thank
Okay.
you.